Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be filming my next recent reads video. So this will be the last 5 books that I've read since my last recent reads video. But there's a little catch because this isn't exactly correct because I have read a lot since my last recent reads video, and that's because of booktubeathon, but I did do a separate wrap up for that. So these are all the books that I've read excluding my booktubeathon wrap up. So let's do this. The first book I have here is The Questions Christians Hope No One Will Ask by Mark Middleberg. This was read in preparation for me moving to Oregon in like 2 weeks, which was crazy. I thought it was very informative and it was very heavy in a lot of information, but I didn't rate it because it is just like an informative read. It wasn't read for like enjoyment purposes, but yeah. If you are a Christian, especially evangelical Christian, or you're just curious, like definitely pick this up. The next book I read was Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and I read this on ebook from Overdrive, and it's told in verse, so I read it in less than an hour, and I loved it so much. I could picture everything absolutely perfectly, and it just follows this boy whose brother has just been killed. So in their family, there's 3 rules: no crying, no snitching, get revenge. So he is on his way to murder the kid who murdered his brother. So it just follows him, I think it's like 60 seconds or 90 seconds in an elevator on his way, and it's so vivid and I loved it so much, and I just love books written in verse, so I actually give it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book is a reread for me, and that is Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs, and this is the 3rd book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy, which is getting more books. You know what I mean. I love this book. This is my favorite book in the series. It is so descriptive, so I can picture the setting and the scenery so perfectly, and the setting that this book takes place in is my favorite, even though it's the darkest, but I loved it so much, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars once again. The next book I read was Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi, and this is the 3rd book in the original Shatter Me trilogy, and if you haven't been following my journey of the series, I am not a huge fan of this series. It's just Juliet and Warner are some of the worst characters. I'm sorry, I hate them so much, but I love Tahira's writing so very much. I think this was my favorite in the series. No. This was my 2nd favorite in the series. The 2nd book was better than this, but I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars just because I don't really like the characters, but I love Adam and Kenji. And finally, the last book was also a reread, and that was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, but I listened to this one on audiobook because I'm going through this series and listening to it on audiobook, and this will probably be the only series that I listen to on audiobook, or any books in general. But it was really fun to read. I listened to it on my way to LeakyCon because it was a 6-hour drive, so I finished it like on the way there. So that was really fun to read, especially because I got to meet Tom Riddle after reading this book, but of course I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. So these are all the books that I have read recently. Let me know your favorite book that you have read recently, and if you have read any of these. I'm assuming you've read most of these because they're very popular, but that is it. So thank you so much for watching. Stay magical, and I will see you next time. Bye!